Hey, I'm Ava Laura.
And I'm Jessica.
And this is Black Women Leave America podcast, where we highlight holistic wellness, travel, mental health, and self-care through traveling outside of America to reconnect and rediscover who you are. It's time for us to leave any condition that disrupts our peace. Black Women Leave America opens your eyes and explores new ways of living, but more importantly, new ways of being. Because sometimes you have to leave in order to find yourself. Hey everyone, welcome. It's another edition of Black Women Leave America, and I think we're live today. We're live, okay? Hey now, we're live. I am your host, Ava Laura, and this is your other amazing host,
Jessica. What's up, y'all?
So, there's so much going on in the world right now. Today, we wanted to talk about the Olympics from a different standpoint, right? How are Black people being treated abroad? How are they being treated in Paris? And, particularly, we're talking about all of these different places that we're moving to for our peace of mind, right? For a better life, for better quality of life, for our mental health, for self-care. But what happens when you go to places and they treat you just like you're being treated in America, and sometimes even worse? So we want to talk about that today.
Yeah. So we have a couple of different clips that we pulled up, two particularly, but we definitely want to know if you've seen clips from the Olympics where you've seen Black women who have been either treated really great or not treated so great. We'd love to get those clips from you. So go ahead and send those clips to us on our Instagram at Black Women Leave America. And we may just do a reaction edition of those videos. So the first one we're going to play here is Serena Williams' story, and both of these come from the Daily Mail, which is a UK media outlet, which I thought was really interesting.
That is interesting.
I didn't really see a lot of the United States media saying anything about this. So we'll go ahead and take a look, and here we go.
After claims. Staff admit they didn't recognize Serena Williams after claims a five-star Paris hotel rejected her and her kids. The reportedly unrecognizable tennis star was refused entry to the rooftop restaurant and publicly slammed the Peninsula Hotel, complaining about the treatment she received. The hotel hit back, claiming that the unoccupied tables she saw belonged to their gourmet restaurant, which was fully booked. The employee at fault said they feel terrible, but he told her what he would have told any other client. The restaurant has offered its deepest apologies in a post on X and said they would be honored to welcome her back.
So the first thing that I thought of, right, when I saw that is, well, one, I had the time, I don't recognize her either, because I don't know what's going on with her makeup half the time. Sometimes it's right, sometimes it's
She's gotten better though.
So sometimes I don't recognize her either. But beside that, right, why did it matter that they didn't recognize her?
Right. I don't think it mattered that they didn't recognize her. Like I said, but I also believe that they're telling a tale. I feel like they were like, oh, and that was the thing too. It was kind of like, oh, we didn't know you were a Black celebrity. Hold on. Let's retract that.
Exactly. So if she was just like a regular Black chick, that would have been okay.
And in addition to that, it was her and her children. So not only you're treating her badly, you're treating her children badly as well. And I don't know about y'all, but let somebody come for my kids. We got a problem. Okay.
Was her husband with them? Would that have changed things?
Probably.
Just saying. So I find it fascinating. So, Americans, we go to places with our Americanness, right? And sometimes you're not aware of it. Because it's just a part of who you are. It's how you're raised. It's culturally, right? What was appropriate, right? What was acceptable. And then you go into a different country, a different culture, and things are different. And so one of the things, and we talked about this a little bit, I think last week or the week before, that customer service in these other countries are not like customer service here in America. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on. If we eat at a restaurant, especially a nice restaurant, and there's a problem with the food, we know that we can send it back, right? Now, some people joke and say, oh, I'm worried about them spitting in the food and all of that. But I've gone to enough Michelin star, really nice, high quality restaurants. I've talked to a lot of people, and they pride themselves on making sure that their customers have an experience and that they're happy. And so if there is an issue with the food or whatever, they don't have a problem taking it back and redoing another dish or what have you, because ultimately the cost that is associated with the experience that they're providing. Whereas if you go to another country, it's not necessarily the same thing. They don't take customer service to the same degree, right, that we do here. And so, saying, well, we didn't recognize her. Well, here in America, if they knew that was Serena Williams, they would have made every possible attempt to make sure that they got her at the best table, that they, provided her great service, no matter how busy the place was, right? That would not have been an excuse. They would have made sure she got up in there, right? And so it's a question of how are we being treated in some countries. Obviously, this is not all countries. This particularly was in Paris, but also I think it was Paris before, right? That we talked about before that Oprah, slammed them for one of the shops that she was in. I think she was in, it was like in Gucci or Louis, one of the shops, and they didn't provide good customer service. They kind of ignored her or whatever. And it was the same thing. Oh, we didn't know she was Oprah, as if that mattered.
Exactly. Right. So yeah. So I want to show the next clip, which I believe is in Paris as well. So I'll go ahead and pull that up here. That car is on the other side of the street. Please don't let anybody cross the street. No, I'm not. Yeah. So I'm gonna like come on, Ayesha. Stop saying my name. How about help us? How about help us?
Wait, he hit her baby?
She said the headline says that the baby gets hit. Okay. But from what I understand is she was trying to get to some place or to a car and they wouldn't allow her to go through. And it was kind of the same situation. Instead of it being a restaurant though, and allowing them to sit down, it was like, oh no, you can't enter into this part of the whatever she was trying to enter into because we don't know who you are. And so, I mean, but she's in tears at this point. So obviously there'd have to be some type of back and forth. And there is a woman there that's kind of advocating for her and like speaking up and like, hey, like let her through, her husband's in there. Both times, husband not there. She was
trying to get in there to see her husband.
I think so. Because I'm thinking this is during the Olympics.
Then I would think like they would have had some type of passes or, you know what I mean? Or something.
Something.
But again, the things that we can get away with here that happen, you go somewhere else, they ain't playing about it. They don't care who you are. They don't care what's going on. This is the rule. An example of that, I read, what's her name? The basketball player, Russia, who's in jail in Russia. She a whole, NBA, women's basketball player. Right. Played there for years, made really good money. Brittany. And they locked her up like she was Joe Schmo for 10 months over leftover vape. Not marijuana, not weed, but the leftover CBD from a vaping. I mean, they don't care.
I mean, and so what we wanted to do here is kind of show this, both angles, right? Yeah. Because I believe what we, like you said earlier, we kind of have this notion that once we leave America, it's just America and other places will be better. And to that extent, some of them or most of them are from our understanding in the interviews that we've had in the past. However, we also have these, incidents that happen where you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? But I have heard that, the N-word is splurred out a lot in France and in Paris. So you need to be careful.
I heard that about Spain too. I had a friend who went, and it wasn't in, it was like off the beaten path. You know what I mean? Like they just don't see a lot of Black people there. Yeah. And she said it was heavy, heavy racism.
Right. So we just want you all to do your research, right? And just be aware that these things are happening. But I thought it was really interesting at the fact that Aisha, I mean, like if he hit the baby, that's a whole different, somebody would have to hold the baby for me to Sorry, all gloves are off at that point, all what's the word now? Being demure or whatever, it is
Oh
that they use
no,
some
yeah, that's out the
term.
window.
That's done.
Listen, we about to get extremely ghetto to the 10th
Yeah.
degree.
Yeah, you about to really find out what this is about, right?
I mean, she was
Um,
like,
yeah, but she
so
seems
I
to
was like,
really.
hold on, she hit the baby? Because
So I'm
that's not
like,
a response when you hit my baby.
so y'all have to clear that up with the Daily Mail. Like, I don't know if that was 100%
And so if
true.
you all know the real story, what went down, let us
Let
know.
us know.
Let us know.
Let us know.
But yeah, that didn't seem right. But also
Yeah.
too, if you've been abroad and you've experienced racism or you've experienced, bad customer service or things like that,
Yeah.
we would love to hear from you as well, because I think it's important that people know both sides. Like I said, the grass is not always greener.
Right.
Right. A lot of people think that they're going to leave and everything is just automatically going to be better, but you carry you wherever you go.
Right.
So if you have particular issues and things that you need to work out, you're going to carry that into the new place and that could cause problems there. But also the place that you're going to culturally speaking is different than where you are from. And there might be some issues there as well. And so,
Right.
like Jessica said, really, you just need to do your homework. You need to understand where you're going, why you're going there, just be open and flexible, right? Because
Mhm.
anything could happen. And don't just think just because you are leaving your current environment, because you're leaving America, everything is automatically just going to be better.
Oh, and then to that point, right? As we mentioned earlier, just because you're a celebrity or you have money, that you think the experience is going to be different, right? Like
They don't care.
that's kind of how
They don't
and that
care.
that was the reason why I wanted to even bring this topic up is like the fact that they didn't know that they were celebrities is even more of a red flag. It's even more of a hey, pay attention, watch out. If you go to these areas, you might want to, just be aware that this is how they're treating us, right? Because like you said, right? If they weren't celebrities, then but now that they're celebrities, now they're going on X or on Twitter or whatever, and oh wait, let's try to clean that up. Hey, you can come back. Come on back. Why would I
Mhm.
want to come back to you after you treated me like that? Because you didn't know who I was. Now, since you
Right. Not
know,
because
now
I
you want
wasn't
to
a
claim it
human
back?
being, not because I wasn't a person, because you
Exactly.
didn't know who I
Because
was.
you didn't know who I was and you didn't know who I was connected to. Right. And, I often mention to my kids, it's really interesting. They can listen to rap music and all the other things, but
Mhm.
we can't be in the same spaces. So you gotta just pay attention to all these good things because Snoop Dogg is over there carrying the torch. Okay,
Right. Listen, he is having the time of his life. Okay. I don't think white people ever love Snoop as much. I mean, these white folks is loving Snoop right now. Okay.
wow, and I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
okay, right?
Yeah.
And so someone
Yeah.
brought up on that same line with Black women being mistreated, how the runner,
Mm.
I think that's her name,
Sorry. Yeah.
Shakari, thank you. How she couldn't go over there and run when I think she was smoking marijuana or something she was doing. But now we have the ambassador of like smoking, Mary J, holding it's
And I mean, and
interesting.
again, and I think that's why we just gotta we gotta understand. Listen, what they say, Dorothy, you're not in Oz no more. You are not at home no more. You are not in
Mhm.
America anymore. If you trying to leave for a better life, you need to understand what you are getting into. You need to know the rules. You need to know the laws. Because these people over there don't care who you are and where you are from. It doesn't matter.
Right, right. Oh, and I
So
wonder if American celebrity has the same weight. I know that a lot of American
I
celebrities used
told
to
you,
leave.
listen, they locked up Britney for 10 months.
Right,
She ain't even had real weed. She
right.
literally had little traces of CBD oil, and they were trying to call her a drug dealer.
Oh yeah, see, yeah,
I
yeah,
read the book. I said, this is 10 months. And that was her being Britney.
and that was her.
It
Right,
would have been longer if she was just
if she was a
Karen,
regular Black woman.
dressed
Hmm.
like
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. So Tiffany. going there is totally. Tiffany had better not light one. Okay, it would be a
And
whole
what was
entire
the
row.
woman? In follow up. I don't remember what happened with that. And the UE in Dubai who got arrested. They said for yelling because women are
Yeah,
not supposed to. That's one of their rules, right? You're not supposed to be yelling.
yeah, we do need to follow up on
They
that.
even said that. Matter of fact, in one of the latest episodes of Real Housewives of Dubai. I think I gotta
Mm.
watch this week. But they had a
Oh,
fight. They were having a fight outside. Now you know how they act a fool, but they were outside. And that was one of the concerns that some of the women had was, they could come and lock them up or whatever because you're not supposed to be yelling.
oh. See,
That
it hasn't come across my YouTube feed. I only watch that stuff if it just so happens to come across my feed, and I'm like, oh, okay, let me look. But yeah, now I'll have to go seek it out. Maybe that should be an episode.
I mean, so again, these are things that we need to know.
Yeah,
That you really need to be aware of.
right,
And
right.
if you got an issue with it, just don't go there.
And by the way, we are
I
not
would I would
saying,
not go to Russia. If y'all gave me an all expense luxury,
yeah,
I'm good.
yeah,
I'm good on Russia.
we are not saying that this is acceptable at all. What we are saying, though, is that you all need to be aware, right? And I'm always just about making sure that people know, because I think on this channel we have done a good job, basically, if I must say so myself, of showing you all that there is this possibility of leaving and being comfortable and having this like soul altering experience of wellness and happiness and things. But I also want y'all to know now,
Yeah.
there
The
are some
balance is
places
important. The balance is
you need to pay
important.
attention to.
Yes.
So,
Like one thing we never gonna do is try to sell you a bill of goods and say leave. Oh my God. No, it's an individual decision and you need to know everything that goes into it. It doesn't automatically solve all of your problems. In
yeah,
fact, there are new problems that are then created and you need to be aware of that.
to be honest, I was completely shocked. I was like, oh, they're doing it over there too. I was like,
They
like,
yeah.
we can't get away nowhere. But it is what it is. Like I said, I just want to make you aware, and I think it sucks. It really does suck to be in those situations. I definitely have experienced similarly things here with different franchises and things, right? So yeah, I just gotta get my money up, I guess, in order to be treated right.
Well, apparently it doesn't matter because they won't know who you
Well, at
are.
least I can get an apology on X.
Oh, you can get an apology. Okay, you'll get the
Look,
apology.
at least
They
you
be
can
like,
get
"Oh, we
the
didn't know her.
acknowledgement.
We didn't know that was Jessica.
Yeah,
We didn't know."
at least the acknowledgement that it happened. They try to act like that never happened. At least the acknowledgement of
Well,
it
with
happened.
social media now, you can't make stuff. Listen, everything is recorded. So
True.
how about
You ain't
that?
getting away. Okay. All right. So yes, this has been an episode of Black Women Leave America. You all make sure you go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already.
Hey.
Also, make sure that you go ahead and share this video out to anyone who may be thinking about leaving America or anyone who may know about the Ayesha Curry situation, because we actually need to find out exactly what happened, because I'm about 90% sure they didn't hit it, because if they were, I'm pretty sure there would have been some different reactions.
I mean, yeah, that didn't make sense.
Yeah. So yes, we will see you all in the next episode. Thank you so much
Okay,
for joining
replay
us.
gang. Hey. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
All right. Peace.
Peace.